What's up, beautiful people? I am also excited to be with y'all here today for yet another episode of the Pursuit of Destiny podcast. It's your boy Ricky Jones Jr., and I'm also excited to be with you all here today. Episode 9 of this here podcast. If you are watching on YouTube, what's up to you? You can see me. If you are listening to this podcast, hello, welcome. And if you know or would like to do any all the other ones, you will see the information and the details of those things in the description. And I ask that you subscribe to the YouTube and follow the podcast so that you can be aware of the future things that will come. We'll be live, well, not live, but we'll be posting on Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays. So if you love what you are hearing, which I pray and believe that you will, go ahead and lock in and tune in, and so you'll be able to track and know when these things drop, okay? And so with that being said, long story short, for the first time people that are here for the channel or on the podcast for the first time, I am Ricky Jones Jr., and in this here podcast, on this podcast, what we are looking to do is create this community of people that are desiring to live life on purpose, through purpose, and by purpose. And with that, we believe that as we do so, that we'll come into those destiny moments in which what we were created to do will link with what we are doing, and then aha will take place, because it'll be like, man, like I felt like I was supposed to be here, or I felt like I knew I was going to be here, or I saw myself doing this, or I saw myself being here, and here I am. So that is what we're looking to create, establish, and just show how it can take place. Like, success is something that we can look forward to, and also something that is predetermined that we will have as we live life in purpose, through purpose, and by the purpose in which we were created. So with that being said, all of the various episodes, we have like a subject matter in which we tackle, talk about, and kind of like emphasize for us to start thinking about and seeing how it can live out in our lives, okay? And so the topic of today, of course, is about purpose, okay? But more than anything, as we talk about it, you'll be able to further see how this purpose gets played out. And so even on the past episode, we talked about how we can be excited about tomorrow. But more than anything, we're excited about tomorrow because of the purpose that we were established here to create and to make this earth and this world, because I mean, we're going worldwide. Okay, I already have the earth behind me, but we're going worldwide because we're going to go to Mars and all the other planets and things like that. But how we can make those places a better place is largely because of what we were put on this earth to do and to be. And so what I want to tackle today is talk about the very fact that as we come in contact with our purpose, of course, we're going to get in contact with the creator of who we are, and we're not going to listen to what other people say, but we're going to write down what the creator says, God says, and what we believe that our purpose is, and we're going to see those things live out in our lives daily. What I want to do is talk about how valuable it is and how necessary it is to be able to be moldable, but more than anything, change according to what is going on, okay? In the previous episode, we talked about fish. We talked about birds, just giving us a physical example in nature of what even purpose looks like, as we know that fish were purposed to live in water. Like, fish are not purposed to live on land, are not lived or desired to be flown in the sky, things like that. Like, no, it's designed to be living in water. And so even with fish, like, they are born in a particular body of water. Like, I'm not going to talk about a specific fish, but more than anything, we know fish are born in water, and we know that as they grow up and things like that, they don't stay in that same body of water unless they're like pets or they're in the zoo or in aquariums or things like that. But if they're in the nature, if they're in the natural habitat in which they were born in or supposed to be in, they go about, right? And they go about based off the conditions of the water, be it if they want cold water, hot water, fresh water, salt water, all the various things, deep water, shallow water, all those things. But they move around, and they move around based off the conditions in which they're in. I don't think that you will go out in nature and see a fish just swimming in a circle, trying to stay in a certain area all day, every day, just stay there. Because, like, no, I'm purposed to be in the water. I'm purposed to swim around. And all I'm going to do is swim around in a circle and stay in this particular area. No, like, and what I'm trying to say is, and what I'm showing us by way of example, is the fact that as we live life on purpose, be willing to be flexible, be able to be adaptable, and be able to even establish yourself in the current times. Because even as, you know, I don't know how old you are, but I'm 32 years old, and even in my short period of life, I've seen so many advances and differences in technologies, be it the internet, be it social media. Like, I remember when MySpace was a thing, AOL Messenger was the jump off, pagers was a thing, beepers was a thing, and And so now we've, of course, gone so much further along in our advances in technology, and we have so many different ways to communicate with people, to see what people are doing, to be there with people, and so forth and so on. But with that, we have to be adaptable. We have to adjust. Like, if your thing is to be a speaker and you're like, no, I'm only going to speak to people on the phone, or no, I'm only going to do like conferences in person. Well, we know of things such as COVID took place, which eliminated and shut down all like meetings and things like that, and conferences and things like that. So you already had to readjust. You already had to re-see and envision how your purpose will be carried out. But more than anything, what I want us to do is, if we want to achieve those destiny moments, see those destiny aha moments daily in our lives, we have to know that we may have to pivot some things. Like, if comedy was your thing, like you say you're a comedian, you love like stand-up comedy, well, you had to change that thing up. Like, maybe you had to start making some posts. Maybe you had to start making phone calls to people. I don't know. Maybe you start doing Facebook lives, Instagram lives, YouTube. I don't know what you tapped into. Whatever you had to do to stay relevant, you had to do it, or you became irrelevant, which is something that we don't want to be, and something that we don't want to do, because then it doesn't allow us to be all that we are for the people that we were put on this earth to be there for. So we have to be reinventive. Like, reinvent yourself. That's the more moral of this here topic, being able to live life in purpose, through purpose, and on purpose, and with the ability to reinvent who we are so that we can be all that we were created to be. And let's just have fun with it. Like, at the end of the day, have fun with it. I know for me, one of the things that I love doing is, like I said before, is entertaining people, talking to people, making people laugh, making people smile. And so I can do that in so many different arenas, so many different areas. Whether it's like a sterile situation, like when I was in ROTC, I was able to do it there in uniform, and I was able to do it in churches, able to do it with my friends, able to do it with my family. I'm able to do it in so many different ways. Like, no, I'm not just saying I can only do it with my friends. I can only do it in this section, or I can only do it when I'm at the gym. Like, no, I do it in so many different areas. But that's just and having the ability to be adaptable. But that is given to you once you know what you are and what you were created to do, and the purpose in which you were established on this earth to do, because then that will give you the confidence to be able to be all that you are in the various settings that you are in. Just talk about the fish, right? So the fish are going to swim around, they're going to be who they are, but as they swim around in certain areas, they're going to come in contact with certain predators, and things that will try to come and attack them. Well, no, they have to be confident in who they are to be able to swim away and to get to their point of safety so they can live life beyond the predator, right? And what am I saying this in our lives? Like, we have to be able to go through, maneuver through, live through the various obstacles that may come in our way, that may try to stop us or prohibit us or allow for us to stop, when essentially all we need to do is pivot to the next point and allow for us to do what we were created to do in another way. No, it's not for us to just stop. Yes, it's for us to look at it anew, look at it afresh, and be able to live it in a new way, in a new perspective. And so that's what I want us to do. Like, find a way, find the various things that we are doing, find the various things and look at the things that we were doing, see how we were living life in purpose, through purpose, and on purpose, and see how maybe we need to reinvent who we are. See how we can do these things in another way. See how we can even stay relevant in who we are and be able to reach the people that we are to reach. Find a way that we are created or can create an avenue for us to be relevant or to be able to speak to people that we know that we will be able to speak to, right? So that's even what we're doing on this podcast, right? We're starting it knowing that as we continue to grow, we'll come in contact with business leaders, innovators, creatives, and things like that all around the world and be able to speak to them. So what this is giving us the opportunity to do is to establish, 1, that community, 2, the confidence, 3, the knowledge, 4, the wherewithal to know how to do it, but 5, be able to create that foundation to say, yes, I did see them. I did see them when they were in their home. I did see them when they were in their studio. I did see them when they were pumping out content by themselves. And now I look at them now and all that they are and what they have achieved. And I know that, they have some verbiage to get me from where I am to where I want to be, because I saw where they were and I know where they wanted to be, and I saw them achieve those things. So all those things just speak to each other. It just allows for things to just be able to do what they do, right? Because even with who we are as Pursuit of Destiny, we started with doing movies and doing things like that, and then we pivot into YouTube and started tapping into that, started loving that. Now we're like, okay, let's do this on the podcast. So now we're doing it here, and then we'll do it next on conferences, or we're doing next in books and courses and things like that. Then we go to conferences, and then it'll just grow, right? But what I'm saying is, be willing to pivot, be willing to adapt, be willing to adjust, and be willing to be able to be necessary to do what you need to do in the avenue in which is purpose for you to do it. So let's live life on purpose. Let's live life with the ability to adapt, to adjust, and be all that we were created to be in the various arenas and areas in which we were created to be at that time. So, of course, we like to end off on affirmations. And before we do so, please go ahead and subscribe if you are new to the YouTube channel. Follow us if you are listening on the podcast. We will greatly appreciate it. And I just, one, encourages us. Two, lets us know where people are listening and things from. But then more than anything, it lets us know that the community of people that are pursuing destiny is growing, which is our desire more than anything, right? So if you will repeat after me. Today is the day that I will see how I can be all that I was created to be. I will not allow situations or circumstances to stop me from who I am. I know I can live life on purpose no matter the situation or circumstance. So I challenge anything to stop me from being me. I will unleash, live out, reveal, live out who I am for this world to be a better place. Nothing can stop me, nothing can block me, and nothing can intimidate me. I believe it because I have confidence in who I am, and whose I am, and in what I was purposed to do. And I believe that thing too. Alright, great people, man. I love you all. I appreciate these talks. Like I said, not only does it encourage you, hopefully it does, but it encourages me and allows me to see who I am and be able to live it out to the fullest, okay? Which is living life on purpose and seeing our destiny moments daily, okay? Those two things wrapped together is what I get to do as well as we talk on these podcasts. So, with that being said, I love you all. I appreciate you all. And I will see you on the next podcast.